Voice of Vietnam.
This is the Voice of Vietnam, broadcasting from Hanoi, capital of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Welcome to the Voice of Vietnam. I'm Cẩm Thi. On today's show, after the news, current affairs will highlight the movement State of Kindness, which spreads Vietnamese humanitarian tradition. Then, economy segment will look at Dong Dam Cha Linh Expressway project's potential in driving the border economy. Finally, Discover Vietnam will feature solar hydropower reservoir, a sea surrounded by mountains. First, here's the news. In the news headlines, the Indonesian president begins a state visit to Vietnam. Vietnam reiterates its consistent policy of respecting, protecting freedom of religion and belief. And the UK releases a roadmap to quadruple nuclear energy capacity. And now for the news in detail. Indonesian President Joko Widodo arrived in Hanoi on Thursday afternoon, starting a state visit to Vietnam at the invitation of President Võ Văn Thưởng. Widodo's second visit to Vietnam after the September 2018 trip provides an opportunity for the two sides to continue discussing measures to boost cooperation, deepen their strategic partnership, and tighten their traditional friendly relations that have been cultivated for nearly 70 years. During the visit, leaders of the two countries will discuss promoting trade and investment, cooperation in energy transition, green and sustainable economic development, and digital economy. Other topics of discussion will be cooperation in electric vehicle production and high-tech agriculture, as well as coordinated stance on regional and global forums. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has asked the Ministry of Planning and Investment to constantly keep a sharp and reformed mindset. He asked it to quickly grasp issues emerging in Vietnam and the world and have foresight to advise the party, state and people in businesses about major emerging socio-economic events. This is among the tasks for 2024 that the government leader assigned to the Ministry of Planning and Investment while attending the ministry's conference in Hanoi on Thursday. He also requested the MPI to constantly maintain attention to and improve performance in the building and perfection of a socialist-oriented market economy. It needs to constantly take the lead in attracting foreign investment, while developing new economic models in new sectors, and facilitating innovation to help promote the economy's transition and Vietnam's international status. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính said,
Một là phải đẩy mạnh cái nghiên cứu chiến lược và tham mưu chiến lược.
First, we need to promote strategic research and advice to better accomplish the task of enabling development and promoting innovation. Second, we need to firmly grasp and closely follow developments at home and abroad, proactively propose prompt mechanisms and policies to overcome difficulties and obstacles, and promote fast, sustainable, inclusive development that leave no one behind. To mark the occasion, Prime Minister Chính discussed distinctive achievements of the party, state and government, as well as organizations and individuals of the MPI. Promoting innovation and adaptation is the key message that Vietnamese and foreign economists recommended at the 16th Vietnam Economic Scenario 2024 Forum in Hanoi on Thursday. The forum was held by Vietnam Economy magazine in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs under the theme Promoting Policy Mechanisms and Implementing New Growth Drivers. Nguyễn Minh Hằng, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, said,
Liên kết kinh tế quốc tế đang chuyển mạnh theo hướng là gắn với các cái xu thế chuyển đổi xanh, chuyển đổi số.
International economic linkage has been shifting towards green and digital transformation for sustainable development. Economic linkage adjustments are taking place at a faster pace with more complicated features and multi-dimensional impact. New economic integration trends will impact Vietnam's industries and production. The topic of the forum is promoting policy mechanism and strongly implementing new
new growth drivers, which are two important contents for Vietnam's breakthrough in the future. At a regular press conference in Hanoi on Thursday, spokesperson for the Vietnamese Foreign Ministry, Phạm Thu Hằng, commented on the U.S. placing Vietnam in the special watch list of religious freedom. Ms. Hằng said,
Chính sách nhất quán của Việt Nam là tôn trọng và bảo đảm các quyền con người cũng như là quyền.
Vietnam pursues a consistent policy of respecting and ensuring human rights and the people's right to freedom of religion and belief. It has been clearly stated in Vietnam's 2013 constitution and legal system and guaranteed and respected in practice. Vietnam's efforts and achievements in ensuring human rights, including ensuring freedom of belief and religion, have been recognized by the international community. Vietnam requests that the United States not put Vietnam on the special watch list for religious freedom and have objective assessments based on accurate and comprehensive information on freedom of religion in Vietnam. Vietnam is ready to discuss with the U.S. side on issues of mutual concern in the spirit of frankness, openness, and mutual respect, contributing to promoting a comprehensive strategic partnership for peace, cooperation, and sustainable development between Vietnam and the U.S.
The amount of remittances to Vietnam increased between 25% and 30% in 2023 against the previous year. The figure was released by the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese Affairs at a press conference on Thursday in Hanoi. Nguyễn Mạnh Đông, the committee's deputy director, said the amount of remittances during the last days of the year increased sharply and is forecast to continue to rise as the Lunar New Year approaches. Ho Chi Minh City is reported to receive the largest amount of remittances of nearly $9 billion, up 35%. Over the past decade, remittances have become a spotlight of Vietnam. Despite global upheavals, Vietnam has retained its position among the top 10 countries with the largest amount of remittances in the world and among the top 3 recipients of remittances in the Asia-Pacific region. Spokesperson for the Vietnamese Foreign Ministry, Phạm Thu Hằng, has highlighted the significance of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers' Declaration on maintaining and promoting stability in Southeast Asia's maritime space, which was adopted on December 30, 2023. At a regular press conference of the Foreign Ministry on Thursday, Ms. Hằng said the declaration marked an important step forward in maritime cooperation in Southeast Asia, demonstrating the importance of maritime space in the region and enhancing ASEAN's role in ensuring stability and peace in the seas. Ms. Hằng affirmed that the declaration demonstrates the solidarity and unity of ASEAN, as well as its central role and determination to protect peace and stability at sea, make the EC a space of cooperation and development, reaffirms the stance and principles in building trust, practicing restraint, and promoting peaceful resolution of disputes based on international law and the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. The declaration also conveys ASEAN's call on its partners to support and join the organization to realize these goals. As an active and responsible member of ASEAN, Vietnam is always ready to join hands with ASEAN member countries and partners in this effort.
In other world news, on Thursday, the government of the United Kingdom announced plans for what it said was the country's biggest expansion of nuclear power in 70 years to bolster its energy independence and meet carbon emission targets. The civil nuclear roadmap includes exploring the construction of a major new power station, releasing £300 million or $382 million of investment to produce advanced uranium fuel and creating smarter regulations. Taken together, the measures would quadruple UK nuclear power by 2050 to 25 gigawatts, enough to provide a quarter of the UK's electricity needs. On Thursday, 10 days after the New Year's earthquake on the Noto Peninsula in Japan, several primary and secondary schools in Ishikawa Prefecture reopened and welcomed students back. Suzu City authorities said that the remaining schools, which are currently being used as evacuation or repair centers, will soon reopen. Relief activities are ongoing and involve all agencies, organizations, businesses, and people across Japan. Many Japanese manufacturers of daily necessities have sent aid relief to disaster-hit areas. Fundraising activities have taken place nationwide to support the victims. January the 1st marks 4 years since the world recorded the first death from COVID-19 in Wuhan, China, where the disease broke out. Although COVID-19 is now an endemic and no longer a global health emergency, it still poses potential threats to the global health system. The number of COVID-19 cases, mainly the JN1 variant, has increased rapidly in early 2024, coinciding with the peak of influenza and respiratory infections in the winter-spring season in many countries.
And now to end the news, here are the headlines once again. The Indonesian president begins a state-level visit to Vietnam. Vietnam reiterates its consistent policy of respecting, protecting freedom to religion and belief. And the UK releases a roadmap to quadruple nuclear energy capacity. That's the news on POV.